Welcome back. An effective partnership between NCBA and state beef councils is one key to growing beef demand. Joining us now to talk about this relationship is Heather Buckmaster, Executive Director of the Oklahoma Beef Council. Heather, tell folks just a little bit about yourself and your background in the beef industry.
Well, absolutely. Like most state beef council staff, I grew up in the industry. I think it's a part of our genetics and our DNA. It's what we love so much. But I received a BS and MS in agriculture economics from Oklahoma State. And so I've had the opportunity to work for the checkoff for almost 20 years, both with the Colorado Beef Council and the last 10 years with the Oklahoma Beef Council.
And you know, Oklahoma, like so many states out west and the southwest, has been hard hit by drought over a couple of year period. Give us an update on the situation today.
Well, I talked to one of our producers today, and he said it was raining, which is always good, but we're healing up, I think, as it relates to the drought. We know we can always go back in. From a checkoff standpoint, we can definitely see the impact of heifer retention because this last year we had the lowest collection level in recent history.
Wow. Tell us a little bit about the philosophy of the Oklahoma Beef Council.
Well, a few years ago, we went back and we said, you know, our strategic priorities matching up with our budgetary priorities. And so we went through a process, and when it was done, we came up with a new process or a new philosophy we call Think Global, Act Local. And moreover, it's 30-30-30-10. And so we invest 30% of our dollars in international, 30% through the Federation of State Beef Councils, 30% in Oklahoma programs, and 10% what we call high population, low cattle. And these are states that have the population centers but don't have the cattle.
Yeah, so tell us more about that high pop, low cattle concept.
Well, just to see how it would play out, and we recognize that, you know, Oklahoma, we have way more cattle than people, but in a state like California, where they have 33 million consumers, they just don't have the population and the checkoff dollars to really promote beef. And so as this would play out, for instance, this last year, through our digital marketing campaign, Oklahoma, as well as other state beef councils, are able to help amplify efforts in these key population centers like California, New York, and Illinois.
That's outstanding. And tell folks a little bit more specifically about how state beef councils like Oklahoma works with a national organization to build beef demand for all of us.
Well, if you're looking at it from a long-term approach, we know how important it is that we develop that next generation of advocates. And so one of the things we've been able to do is take our Masters of Beef Advocacy program, developed at a national level, and then we were the first state to integrate that with our FFA program. So every year now we have about 200 to 300 kids that get their MBA. So we're looking forward to a very hopeful future for our advocates for the industry.
Well, I am a huge fan and alumni of FFA, so I'm glad to hear that. And one last thing, what would you tell our viewers today about why they should get more involved?
Well, first of all, we represent such a tiny percent of the population, and we know consumers are asking questions, they want to know more, and there are so many ways in which you can get involved, whether it's the smallest way, or if you want to be that advocate and that voice, we can help you do that too.
Heather, thank you for coming to the show and for all the leadership you provide for our industry.
Thank you.
Want to learn more about the state and national checkoff partnership and the Federation of State Beef Councils? Just visit the website beefusa.org.